Hello. I wanted to do a testimonial video for Mickel Therapy because it really has been a game changer for me, and I know that people in the situation don't often have a lot of money, and so it can be a very big decision to do something like this. And so if there was any way I could help to support people in their decision making on whether to do Mickel Therapy or not, maybe this video will help. So I think that for me, Mickel Therapy was particularly effective, and I'd tried a bunch of different things. I'd been ill for years before I knew about Mickel Therapy, but instantly it was just very quick, simple, and easy. And after watching a few videos, it felt straight away like recovery was a quest and a mission, and that helped me to be able to discover emotions such as curiosity and awe again, and really just having fun again through recovery. So it was not something separate to recovery, it was something was part of it. And I got to have the opportunity to really learn what feels good for me as a unique individual, and not necessarily what society might be telling you feels good. And that was awesome to be able to take that opportunity to do that. And of course, that started to alleviate symptoms quite quickly. The other thing that I really loved about it was I was definitely too stuck in my head before I knew about Mickel Therapy. And even though I feel like I had all the right information about it's important not to be stuck in your head and not to have fear and blah, 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 that wasn't really helping to feel any differently. And so with Mickel Therapy, it was all about feeling and what your body feels, not what your head is thinking. And that for me was the easiest and quickest way to get out of my head, was to focus on something else, but also focusing on my body felt like I was really connecting to its essence a bit more. And I think that's why the symptoms did relieve themselves so quickly. And it really has happened as the video described. And I think sometimes the Mickel Therapy approach can be a bit different to other recovery program approaches. But yeah, it all worked how Dr. Mickel said it would, which really kind of blew my mind. And after the first time that it worked, and I kind of thought, whoa, okay, here we go. We can have some fun with this. We can do some cool exploring, trying out different things, experimenting. And yeah, it was kind of snowballed after that. I really also loved how simple it was and easy to remember. There wasn't millions of YouTube videos to watch. There wasn't different kind of complex things to understand. It's quite a simple kind of wayfinding method that it uses. And it meant that I didn't need to have like a book with me or a bunch of different notes. I could quite easily remember, even with the brain fog, kind of what I was supposed to be doing, and basically doing it, taking action. I thought that I was trying things and taking action before, but Mickel Therapy helped me to see how I wasn't really I think I was over intellectualizing things and not really, and trying things when I didn't really want to try them, so it doesn't really work. But with Mickel Therapy, I took actual action and I was excited to do it, excited to try it, and then the results were really good. I also love how low cost it is. There are heaps of recovery programs out there. A lot of them are very expensive. A lot of them are subscription based, but I could not afford that. I haven't been working for a year now, and there was no way I could basically fork out for these other programs, especially when you don't really know if it's for you. And so I just thought that Mickel Therapy was a bit of a last-ditch attempt, but also I thought, well, it's cheap enough and I can just buy it and then do it in my own time. And if I need the coaching, I can do that kind of separately, but then I'm not tied into anything. So yeah, I think that was a big plus and something that's worth considering. There's not that much to lose. It's pretty low risk. I also think that something that I just wanted to do anyway, but it was great to be able to do it through Mickel Therapy, was because I was focusing inward really for the first time probably in my life, and understanding these body messages and symptoms, but then understanding that I had the power to alleviate them and to transform really my life and how I see things, how I see the world, how I can get inspired. All came from me. Nobody was telling me to go for a walk for 1 minute every day for week 1 and then week 2. That kind of thing brings dread more than anything and more boredom. So having that developing that inner strength and intuition just feels so amazing. And now that I'm moving on to a new phase in life, it's really helpful for that too, to be able to just live way better than I ever was before, or ever realized I needed to. I've also got way more confidence now. I know what feels good for me. I know what kind of is important to me, where my boundaries are, and I'm able to playfully let people know what those boundaries are. And it's crazy how effective it is, and how I never feel like I'm giving myself away anymore at all. And yeah, it just feels amazing. So yeah, hopefully that helped if you're deciding whether to give Mickel Therapy a try or not. But yeah, I'm someone who is so grateful. I watched that Raylan Nagel YouTube video a few months ago and realized that it existed and gave it a go. But yeah, good luck.